Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. This is your host, Iggy. And for those of you who've already enlisted in the Iggy Army, thanks for coming to see me again today. And for those of you who have not subscribed, I hope that, maybe you would like to get Iggy with it. So let's jump into this now. You've seen this before, but in a box. In my previous video titled Iggy's Favorite Post-Classic G.I. Joes, I presented Perilous Sea Rescue, and this is the contents of that box. Now, this was the second set that I bought, and that's why I removed it from the box. So why am I showing it to you today? Well, it's because it looks a little different when you take it out of the package. For instance, in the package, this is all folded up, and this is folded, and you don't get to see the detail that well. So let's take a look at it today. But before I begin, I want to give a shout out to some guys who just enlisted in the Iggy Army, and let's tell you their names. They're Franciscus, James, Draco, and Stompian Doozy. That's a doozy of a name. And then I'd like to give a shout out to some of you who have been participating and leaving comments. And that would be Carl, Mace, Bunker, Bentley, John, Paul, Ringo. No, I'm sorry. John, Paul, Olivier, Joel, Eddie, Bentu, Mike, and Hambones. Those are the members who have participated in the conversation, and so we appreciate that. I would really like it if you guys would talk with each other about things that interest you and that you're working on or collecting. That would be fun. Um, get you guys a little more involved that way. Now let's begin with the breeches buoy. Now, the breeches buoy was used to communicate between ships. They could send mail across without launching a boat to go to the other ship. They could also transfer uh, passengers, possibly people needing medical attention, things like that. And a cable was shot across to the other ship, and it would go on a cable or rope, I guess, between the ships on these two pulleys, I guess. I'm not sure what to call those. And it has this here, which the person could sit in. And it has two openings on the bottom, which you could put your legs through. It looks like a giant Depends, some sort of diaper or some sort. That's a cool thing. I would be a little frightened myself to go across two ships in one of those. Because what if the ships drifted closer to each other? He would be dipped into the ocean. So it would take some huevos rancheros in order to do that. So I'm glad I never had to do. I think my brother may have done it once. He was in the Coast Guard. I'll have to ask him. I'm not sure if he's actually done that or not. He may have done it in the not the Coast Guard. The when he was in the Sea Explorers. This is a life ring, and it's got a little tossing rope attached to it. It's made of a hard plastic, not the original life ring, of course. They were probably made of cork. We have a blinker light or blinker, and they would use these to send messages between ships, and they would do it by means of Morse code. Instead of using sound, they would use light. And so you go, I hope I didn't actually spell out something offensive when doing that. Wouldn't that be kind of ironic? Anyway, that's what we have here. Okay. Then next up, we have a flare gun, which you see here. Now, this would be incredibly useless. Come on, Rich, get on the case here. If you were stuck at sea in a life raft and a helicopter or rescue plane came by, you fire this in the sky and that would get their attention. Even if they didn't spot you right away, they would after they saw the flare. We got a first aid kit. We have an oar. Or what? Asks Iggy. And Iggy replies, that's a dumb grandpa joke. I'll try and behave myself. A scabbard. No, excuse me, a face mask. One of the problems is if you have this on your Joe in storage, which I don't recommend, is that the elastic stretches way out. So try and remove things with elastic from your Joe, or you'll find out the hard way. Now, here's a very nasty looking knife. How'd you like that stuck in your gut? My brother was telling me that he witnessed a chief petty officer getting stabbed by a seaman with a knife in the belly, but the guy's belly was so fat it didn't kill him. I guess that's what you call belly armor. The guy stabbed him with a knife, and he said the guy was yelling and the knife was bouncing up and down like this as he yelled. I imagine the seaman who did that ended up in a prison or something. And here's the scabbard. Again, keep it off your Joe in storage because you'll be sorry when this elastic stretches out. I mean, I suppose you could replace it, but it's not easy to do. And here is the air tank and regulator with the mouthpiece there. I hiccup, sorry. Now here's the Joe. And one of the things you'll notice with this in storage is that the hood got stretched out. And also, one of the difficulties with this is it's hard to pose it. Like, for instance, in this illustration up here, you'll see that he's posed. Now watch what happens when I try and move his arm. The suit is so tight, it just pops right back to where you started. Same thing with the legs. Overall, I would give this set an A. I really like it. And if you guys can get a hold of one, especially if you like Navy things, this is for you. This is your cup of tea. Now, guys, did I go over the new members yet? This is my second time videoing because the first time I got almost to the end and I had to start over because I accidentally hit the stop button. So in case I haven't done it already, I'd like to thank Franciscus, James, Draco, and Stompian, well, that's a doozy of a name, Stompian Doozy. They're all new members, so let's all welcome them to the Iggy Army. We have more people to get Iggy with it. And I'd also like to thank some contributors, people that have left comments. Carl, Mace, Bunker, Bentley, John, Paul, George, Ringo. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, John and Paul. Paul is a great, actually, all these guys are great contributors. They say a lot of positive things, which is very nice. I appreciate that. Joel, who sold me my phone. Eddie, Bentu, a very nice man. Mike, and Hambones. I like that name, Hambones. That's our shout outs for today. It'd be cool as if I could do birthdays. Happy birthday to Bentu. Happy birthday, Paul. That would be fun, don't you think? Or did I watch too much Sheriff John when I was a boy? Or Hobo Kelly? Those are local children's TV hosts from LA back in the 60s. I think Sheriff John was also in the 50s. He was around for a long time. Anyway, that's all I got for you this time. I want to thank you for getting Iggy with it. And it's time for me to hit the dusty trail, and I'll meet all of you guys back at the ranch. Remember to take your things out and set them up and enjoy them like you did when you were 10. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. If you're married, you'll have to do it when your wife is out of town. And if you have a girlfriend, you better not let her see it. But other than that, you guys are free to set it up and have fun. Enjoy it. Why not? You've had it in storage way too long. Okay, that's all I got for you this time, guys. I think I should say Guten Abend, alles mein Kameraden und adios, amigos. Bye.